Sans Ex Cometa, A Love Story by Thick Satan. Chapter 1. Angst. Sans walked out of his room to find Cometa sitting on his couch watching golf. He was shook. Why was Cometa at his house so early in the morning? He had a test today, and he did not want to be late. Though, Sans could not say mad at his boyfriend, because he was mad thick.
Cometa, what are you doing here?
He asked his boyfriend, who turned his head to face Sans. Tiger Woods is on, and your TV is better than mine, he replied, turning back to the program. Sans sighed, going to the kitchen to get his Special K strawberry cereal. His brother Papyrus had already left for a before-school club that he was a part of, meaning the kitchen was all his. While he was pouring his cereal, he heard Cometa laugh in the living room. He didn't know that golf was so funny, so he poked his head out from behind the wall that separated the two rooms. Cometa was texting someone, and a wave of jealousy ran through the skeleton's short-ass body.
Who are you texting, Cometa?
He asked, anger on his face. His boyfriend didn't seem to care though, turning and looking at him with no fear. Oh, I'm texting the new kid, Hajime Hinata, the one with the dog tail for hair, Cometa answered, turning back to his phone.
Why are you texting him, loser?
Sans said, even angrier than before. His eyes were starting to turn blue. Because he doesn't have many friends except for Chiaki, who only wants to play Gameu with him, Cometa responded, turning off his phone to pay full attention to the angry skeleton. Are you upset? He asked.
No, of course not. I do not care,
Sans replied, throwing his Special K onto the floor and breaking the bowl.
Of course I care. You cannot speak to other men,
he said, but the albino just looked at him like he was stupid, lol. Why can't I? Cometa asked, standing up from the couch and turning off the golf.
Because I do not want you cheating on me,
Sans replied, stepping forward and accidentally stepping on a shard of the broken bowl. Luckily, he was a skeleton, so it did not matter. But it did make a loud crunch that lightly scared Cometa. You're controlling! Cometa said, turning around and stomping through the house till he reached the door. Then he left, leaving an angry but regretful Sans alone in the home.
I should probably apologize,
Sans thought, turning on his phone and sending his boyfriend a thoughtful but meaningful apology. He got no reply, but he supposed he could also apologize when he got to school. He opened the door and walked to his red Maserati that he somehow had enough money for. The drive to school was short but meaningful. He listened to sad love songs by Drake and Nicki Minaj before pulling up into the school parking lot. He had to use a movie theater booster seat because he was too short to see over the steering wheel, haha. When he pulled into the disabled parking spot, even though he wasn't disabled, he felt like a true gangster. Not even Kuzuryu could beat him. When he stepped out of his car, he immediately searched around for the white pedophile van that his boyfriend drove. He spotted it in the far end of the parking lot, and there seemed that no one was in it, meaning his boyfriend was already in class. His boyfriend should be in cooking class right now, so when he traveled the hallways, he made sure to look for the elective hallway, finally spotting it at the far end of the school. He ran as fast as he could on his stubby-ass legs before walking into the baking room. Sadly, he could not go in because of the valiant Ishimaru standing in front of the door. This is not your class, Sans! Go to your class, or I will call Owada on your ass, he said, staring him down. Sans gave up immediately and walked to his civics class. There he met his annoying-ass teacher, Mr. New, who was so annoying and looked like a Dr. Seuss character. The class dragged on for what seemed to be forever, with that annoying hoe Frisk and the annoying hoe Toriel screaming answers out every second. Finally, the class was over and he had 15 minutes of free time to find his boyfriend. The first person to ask was most likely that new kid, so he searched the halls for him, but could not find him. He remembered his brother mentioned a hoe who likes to play games, so he found the bitch standing in front of the hallway with a Nintendo Switch. He knocked it out of her hand, but she was half asleep, so she didn't even notice.
Tell me where that Hinata kid is,
he demanded, and the girl sighed. He said he was going to the courtyard with that Komeda boy. That's all I know, she said, before Sans hit her leg and she fell on her face.
Thanks, ho.
He ran to the courtyard that was in the middle of the school. It was decently big and had lots of trees and shade. When he entered the courtyard, he could not see the duo anywhere. He sighed. He really needed to fix this with his boyfriend, so he asked the only other person in the courtyard with him, Flowey, who was eating a mushroom.
Flowey, did you see where my boyfriend went?
He demanded, and the flower smirked and showed his teeth.
I did. They said they were going to the west janitor's closet. You better hurry, fat ass,
Flowey said, which spun Sans into a quick sprint to the west side of the school. On his way, he ran into like 12 thoughts, and might have even killed one. Then, he reached the janitor's closet, which was run down and ugly. He slammed the door open, and upon doing so, he was met with a Komeda and
Hajime Hinata
in a mid-makeout session.
Oh my god, Komeda! I knew you would cheat on me!
He said, blue eyes showing. Komeda quickly defended himself. No, I would never do that, Sans. I love you so much. I only made out with Hinata to make you jealous, he said, and Sans calmed down. Meanwhile, Hinata was confused as fuck. Then, Komeda left the closet and slammed the door closed, leaving Hinata alone. I'm sorry, Sans. Do you want to go to Claire's later today, and I will buy you a phone case? He said, and Sans agreed. The two went to their classes satisfied.
I hated that.